all things cool in Jacksonville. A local show with a spotlight on the 904. With hosts Eden Kendall and Mark Payton. Featuring amazing stories from every neighborhood with Rance Adams. This is River City Live.
Welcome to River City Live, and it's October 2nd. I can't believe October is already here. This time of year just flies by for me. This weekend we were busy doing, I guess, fall type stuff. What about you guys? You guys out and about?
Yeah, all over the place.
She was definitely out and about.
We're always out and
I was
about.
here and there, you know.
And she ran everywhere.
Everywhere I go, my car, you know. So, okay, what did you do then?
So Mark and I, we actually went out with our sister station, local haunts, to check out the Green Cove Springs Jail. We don't know when it's going to air, but it was definitely an experience.
Is it haunted or not?
Yeah.
Yeah. It is. That was definitely an eye-opener, kind of getting us into the mood of Halloween. Very cool experience. And it's open to the public, I guess. You just have to, I guess, like coordinate the times to go in there. It's a really cool building because it's so old, but it was neat just to walk around, especially when it's dark out, because things do get into your mind. But it was a cool experience. So we'll share that with you as we get closer to Halloween.
And then the next morning, I went for a little bit of a more happy, breezy feeling. I emceed the Strut Your Mud event over at Riverside Park. It was so awesome. The weather held for us. We didn't get rained on too bad, but it was a great event. I think as I was leaving, the goal was to raise $5,000, and I think we were right there on it. So it was a good day.
Nice. Very
And then
good.
great weekend of rain.
Yeah.
And you were out in it.
I was out in it, but better yet, on Sunday I was in doing laundry. You know, I mean, but I had to have a rainy day or I would never get my laundry done. If it never rained, I would never have clean clothes. It's also time to start thinking about Oktoberfest celebrations. We have a couple of different ones to share with you today on the show, one of which comes along with lots of tickets to give away. So I can't tell you what these are, but I will tell you that liking us on Facebook would be a help.
Yeah, and then
maybe try that right now.
Another Oktoberfest Art Walk. So it's their 5th annual Art Walk. Oktoberfest happening on Wednesday, so we have all the details on that. And the one you're talking about has to do with music. And let's just keep it on the music. Let's just talk about music for 1 second. So Dylan Gerard, he's our guest today. He's going to have 2 performances that we're going to show, and we're going to interview him. He is on Team Adam on the hit TV show The Voice, and he's obviously from Jacksonville, so he came in here to hang out with us. So we have a little clip here just to recap the audience at home with what he's all about.
28-year-old nurse's assistant Dylan Gerard can make his music dreams a reality.
Here it is. All right, here we go.
I was able to feel something from what I was listening to, and that's why I turned around. You were so subtle in how you did everything, and it was really refreshing. You have this cool vibe, man. I want to get to know that vibe a little bit more. You're special.
Thank you very much. Jennifer, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, no. But I have to pick Adam.
I am excited just to learn more about his experience and then also see him perform. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm excited. It's the closest I'm ever getting to Adam Levine.
I'm kind of with you on that one, too. I'm like, Adam Levine, that's probably a good wingman to have.
Yeah, I don't think you can go wrong with that. So that's exciting, too. Let's stretch our brains, though, for a second, shall we? I have a little riddle for everybody, and this is something we actually talked about this morning on the radio on Gator Country, but it's a survey by Special K, and this is the top thing that women dislike being called. And if you want to shout, if you're in the studio and you want to shout it out, that's fine, too. I'll give you a few hints along the way. But give me a guess, and then I'll give you a hint for every guess. I'll give you another hint.
Ma'am? Because I feel like as soon as you get that, like it automatically puts you in a different age group.
All right, here's your first clue. It's not a bad word.
Oh.
Not that ma'am is a bad word, but it's not a bad word. Anyone else want to take a guess? Things women dislike being called? Sweetie, not sweetie. It actually describes a mood.
A mood?
It actually describes a mood. Women do not like to be called this.
Is it a bad mood?
It also, I can tell you this.
Hangry?
It actually does start with an H, but that's a good one. And a woman
But
can
it's not
say,
a bad word.
a woman can say, right. A woman can say this about herself, but don't you dare say it about her.
Oh, wow.
Okay, it starts with an H. Women hate this.
Hot.
Hot would be okay with me if you want to call it that. Hormonal.
Oh.
Don't do it, guys. Don't do it.
That makes
Don't
a lot
tell
of
her to
sense.
calm down, and don't tell her she's hormonal. Ever.
That's good advice.
That's a really good one. You stay in the abstract on that one, for real.
And what you said is totally true. You could call yourself hormonal.
Oh, I can say,
hey, maybe I'm being hormonal. But yeah, don't you dare ever say, I think you're being hormonal.
Yes.
We know it doesn't even feel right when I say that. Like, I know not to. My mind just kind of shuts down.
Has that ever crossed your mind if you're in like a little heated debate at the house and you're like, I'm gonna go have a drink.
Yeah.
Do you know what they say, like when a bunch of women are together, they tend to have their periods together? Like, you ever hear that? Like, you get on the same, frequency or whatever it is. So, like, I have 4 sisters. So growing up as a boy, when you talk about hormones, and that kicked in, woo, it was tough. It was tough. I got an education at a young age.
So it was
What's happening?
It's like in a sorority house.
It was crazy.
Because I lived in a sorority house in college, just like in a sorority house.
So not what I envisioned in the sorority house, but
every little fantasy he just had was totally destroyed within one sentence. Great, Eden. Way to start off the week. Happy Monday. All right, when you talk about hormones and just being like all out of balance and stuff, kids, they act totally different around dear old mom than they do with everybody else. And science kind of backs this up.
Yeah, so there's a parenting blogger, Katie Surfs, says kids are a million times worse when their moms are around. Mom, you are the garbage disposal of unpleasant feelings and emotions. So basically it says it's okay because moms create a safe enough space for children to have permission to be natural, and it takes energy to be good and follow the rules, so when they get home, they just let it all hang out. Now, the good news about all that, they share their deepest love, affection, admiration, and goofiness for their parents, but usually mom. And I can attest to this because I've told the story many a time about go out with the little diva. Sometimes we do some things. One day we were out walking. She fell. You okay? Everything all right? You're good? Yeah, I'm okay. She takes off, goes home. I get to the door. I'm public enemy number 1. She's bawling, and I'm like, what happened? I don't know. She saves all of her feelings for mom. I try, even though I'm not good at it. So you moms, kudos to you.
Well, it's like what you said, too, in that article. It has to do with that safe environment. Moms are so good at making kids just feel at ease. They're getting the raw emotion from the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I see that time and time again at home, you know, with my 4 and Jamie. They're not good around her. And when I come in, I don't know if I'm the buffer or they're a little more scared of me or whatever it is, they act a little different around me than they do with dear old mom. And then especially when they're around just like, I don't know, like coaches or teachers, they're like angels.
Yeah!
Like, where is that, you know? Or like when you get those report cards, like, oh, they're so well behaved in class. Like, really?
Who is this? Well, you know, I actually, at a party, ran into a lady and she was a child psychologist. This was back when the girl child was just a 3 or 4-year-old little toddler, and I said she has these explosive temper tantrums to the point where we have to put her in her room and just, you know, she's kicking the door, she's going nuts. And she said, does she do this to anybody else but you? And I said, no. And she said, then it's okay. You know, it's not okay, but it's not scary like it would be if she was doing this around strangers.
Yeah.
You know, if she's doing that at school.
You should have had a breakdown right there at the psychiatrist. Like, what is it? Like,
what were you like as a kid?
I was not an easy kid.
Well, I mean, who did you go to? I mean, was it always mom?
Did you have hormones?
Yeah.
Were you hormonal?
So.
She starts choking.
Who did you go to?
Oh, totally my mom, because my dad wasn't having it.
Oh, really?
No.
Maybe that's what it is, because growing up, I was the same way. Like, my dad, he was a little bit of a tough nut, but it was always mom. And then she'd be like, go ask your dad.
Yeah.
No, I'm all right. I don't need to go. I don't need. What about you?
Yeah, it was kind of the same thing. We vented a lot with my mom, and my dad came back. We were like, oh, no, I'm cool. You know? But I also think we're with our mom so much, a lot of us, that you do all your venting there. By the time dear old dad gets home, you're kind of like done with it. You know, time has passed. I feel like that's what it was in my house.
But I try to make the effort every now and then to, you know, be there and, you know, show support. And like the other night, I was sitting at the table. I don't want to talk about it. You're 9. We haven't even gotten into puberty and all that. I thought that started later.
When we were hanging out Friday night, we were talking about that. Our kids are just at that really odd age, because like your daughter and my oldest son are the same age, where they're already getting preteen, even though they're not even close to being a teenager yet. You know, that it's just, they're tough. They're tough to deal with.
One of these days, you're going to say, why? And she's going to say, because you're going to say it on TV. Anything I say.
I'm going to hold it against you.
You know what Mark says about his sisters? No way am I sharing
We
them.
only air in the Jacksonville location. If they picked up some of these shows, I'd probably be a little better behaved. But they were crazy.